Howdy y'all, my name is Arendel76 and welcome back to another episode on the Calmcraft server. I got some big plans for today. We're going to put our first building of the new city in right here. And it's going to be really cool. I got a good design in mind that I've already actually used for a building. I'll show that to you here in a second. And I think it's going to be really cool. But first, I want to show off something that Barochi built for me in my city. Look at that. Look at that. We got our first car, ladies and gentlemen. We got a nice Ferrari here. It's sort of in the like the Grand Prix sort of style there with the open wheels and everything. And it looks just so cool. Got some action coming to a brake here on the stoplight. And then she also put an extension of this road going away towards her village. Now it's not quite as big as this is, but it's like a little country road heading off towards her Tuscan city, so that's really cool too. She's got some potholes in here. See, look at that, potholes. Just a little less well kept up than my city roads, I guess. But so that's a really cool addition to the city, and I want to thank her for that. But I've got some big plans for today, like I said, guys. So first, I'm going to need some resources for this. I'm going to need a lot of glass, a lot of concrete. So I'm going to head on over and grab some of that real quick, and we'll meet you back here. And we're back. I've got all my glass, all my concrete that I need, or, well, I hope so anyway. A lot of both of each of those. So I can now start working on this building. And what we're going to build right here is sort of like an old 50s style diner. So, you know, when you think of the classic diner look, that's what I'm going for here, and I've actually already built something like this on the server over in the market district. So I don't think I've brought you all over here. We have a market area on Calmcraft where you can rent out plots and set up individual shops to sell whatever you really feel like. So I have one of those over this way. There's some really cool builds here too. Various people setting up their stores. But my build is here, and don't pay attention to the blockbuster that I built on top of it. That's not going to be in the city design, but this is the diner that I'm going for. And each of these plots are 14 by 14, so I couldn't really stretch it out and make it the way that I really wanted to. I had to go up instead of sideways. But what I'm going to be going for is this sort of cyan concrete look with the glass and the open windows. Make it a little bit taller, put some white concrete, some red. I don't think it's going to be as tall as this diner is, but it'll be something like that. And then on the inside you got your checkerboard pattern, your soda fountain bar, jukebox over here and stuff. In this build, upstairs is where I put my chest shops. And this diner sells food of all sorts. But over in the other one, I got some other ideas for the inside that I think are going to be pretty cool. But anyway, this is sort of the aesthetic that I'm going for, and that's what I'm going to try to replicate over at the city. So let's head back over there, and we will get into a time lapse and try to build this thing. Alrighty, folks, I've got the shell, at least, of the diner finished now. So you saw through the time lapse sort of how I put it together. I got the outside done. I really like this combination of the cyan and the red concrete together. I think it really brings the flavor that I'm looking for, the 50s diner sort of thing. And then on the inside, I think the white walls, most of my reference pictures, the diner had white walls on the inside. And so I think that works really well for in here. I still obviously have to put some decorations in, seating. I want to put a bar in and a jukebox and all that kind of stuff. But that shouldn't be too much of a problem. I'm fairly confident the interior is going to look pretty good. But I wanted to show you all another project I was working on last night. I decided that to really finish this look off, we needed a big lit up sign to tell you, come over here and eat at the diner. So I went over here and did a little work with some redstone. And I think it came out pretty well. The only problem is that it doesn't fit on the roof of the diner, but we'll get to that in a second. So here we go, Eat at Joe's. Eat at Joe's. So we're going to call it Joe's Diner. And this tagline is something that's kind of stuck in my head as associated with diners for a long time. There was this old, I think it was a Looney Tunes cartoon from way back. And it had a turkey and a hunter sort of going at each other around Thanksgiving time. At the end, they just get so tired out that they both decide to go eat at Joe's, which is there was this advertisement popping up all over the place through the cartoon. And I've seen other references to Eat at Joe's and other Looney Tunes cartoons, so I figured I'll take that name and borrow that tagline for my diner. So I got this whole thing rigged up, and at first it was pretty simple, just some redstone lights, redstone torches, whatever. But then I said, you know what? I want my sign to flash. So I came in the back and rigged up a whole bunch of redstone to make that happen, all hooked up right here to this hopper clock. So all of that controls all of that, and it'll go back and forth. But as you can see, the hopper clock is not running at the moment. The sign isn't flashing. And that's because I decided not only do I want my sign to flash, but I also want it to stay just lit during the daytime, and I only want it to flash at night. So I added a second thing. I added this daylight sensor right here to it, reverse daylight sensor, so that the hopper clock is only activated at nighttime. So it's completely static during the day, and it'll start flashing at night. And here it is at nighttime. So as you can see, once the sun goes down, the sign starts sort of flashing on and off like this. So now the only problem is that it is too long to stick on top of the diner, unfortunately. So I think this full sign here, the full Eat at Joe's, is going to have to go somewhere else in the city. Maybe once I have plans to build a baseball stadium, maybe once I get that up, this would be a good thing to put into there. But for the top of the diner, I think I'm just going to be able to put on the Joe's part. I think that's going to be the only part that's going to fit. So we'll just have to work with that, which is fine. It'll look pretty great, and I can still use my flashing technology and everything, get the redstone. I've been on a redstone kick lately. Not that I've been showing you guys, but in some things that I've been testing out in a creative world for potentially future additions to the city. So look out for more redstone-y type stuff, and I will try to explain that as I go with that too. Alright everyone, I'm back and I've finished putting the signage on the top of the diner. As you can see, like I was saying over there, I've got it rigged up just to say Joe's. That's all I really got space for. And it flashes at night just like the other one does. But in order to hide the redstone and everything, I had to build this big black box on top. And that just seemed like a big waste of space. It looked great at night. It really did look great at night because it contrasted against the night sky. You had Joe's flash and it looked good, but in the daytime it just looks kind of bleh. Now, over around this side, I'll probably put something here at some point, but I'm going to put another building back here. So it doesn't really matter that this side looks a little bleh at the moment. But on the front side, right on that intersection, I just couldn't have that. So I may have gone a little over the top. Just a tiny bit. And I really think that that's part of the charm of some of these old 50s diners with all the neon and the flashing signs and things. So I think it really fits the aesthetic here. But if you come over this way, I have some banners outlined in redstone lamps. So we got Eat at Joe's there, and then I put it down the corner as well. Just says Joe's, so you've got that coming down, outlined in lights. I think that really goes with the feel that I'm looking for, while at the same time hiding the redstone in the back and not making it look like there's just this big empty black space up here when it's all said and done. I might try to put a sign right on this corner here as well. I'm not sure how I'm going to attach that yet, but we'll see if that comes to fruition. I will show y'all. Well, that's about all the time we have for today, folks. Next time I hope to get the interior of the diner finished, and I'll show that off for you, and then we'll move on to some other cool projects. Take care, y'all. If you like the video, make sure you let me know in the comments, give it a like if you really did like it, subscribe if you want to see more. I'm trying to put one of these out every week or so, if possible. And yeah, I'll just keep working on this town. Hope to see you on Calmcraft if you want. The server IP is in the description. Take care, y'all. Have a nice day.